Hey guys, this is Miss Doak. I just wanted to do a video really quick to try to explain Module 2, Lesson 13's Dropbox. Okay? So first you'll have to read the story Stray. So if you see right here, it says that it's a summary of the story Stray. So you just find that in the textbook. If you don't know how to access the textbook, this is a good time to learn, so definitely email me or call me and I can help you figure that out. So once you've read that little short story, make sure that you are aware of the parts of the plot. So that's going to be this first bullet point where it says conflict, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Okay, so know what those look like in a story. If you're not sure of that yet, go back and review in the lesson or ask me and I can try to send you some resources to help you figure that out. So you need to know that, and we're going to highlight that inside your summary, okay? So you'll have a summary where you kind of tell those different parts. So you'll explain to us like the initial conflict in the story. And then once you've typed that out, you'll just highlight it kind of like this. You'll just go over it with your mouse and then hit your highlight key. Okay, so you're literally going to highlight those elements of the plot. Okay, you can do them in different colors if you want to do the conflict part one color, or you can do them all the same color. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure that those parts are highlighted. Okay, and you can identify them, like the conflict of the story was this, if you want to do that. Okay. So the next part that your summary of the story should have is kind of providing your reader with all the things that they need to know to understand the story, the plot, okay? Tell us maybe a theme that you learned from the story, which can be like a lesson that you think that the characters learned. That's kind of like what the theme is, okay? And then also like who the characters are. All right, you can just give us their names and maybe try to explain kind of their motivations and stuff like that, who you think was the main character, stuff like that. And then the third bullet point says, write it in your own words, and it should be 300 to 400 words. So really just make sure you're not copying parts of the story and then pasting it into your essay. Just rewrite all of it, in your own words. It's your summary, okay? So we're not actually using quotes from a story yet or anything like that. You're just rewriting it in your own words. And 300 to 400 words, basically, I'm just looking for a good, solid paragraph with at least 4 to 5 sentences, okay? The last bullet point says, make sure it's written in complete sentences and edited for correct capitalization, spelling, and grammar. So basically, write your first draft where you're just making sure that you have, the elements of the plot, characters, maybe that you've told us the theme. Don't really worry about spelling, capitalization, and grammar on that first draft. And then get, your learning coach to help you look for maybe mistakes that you made when you were really just trying to get your ideas down. So now go back and fix those errors and maybe rewrite it, and that can be your final draft that you actually turn in. So sometimes it's hard to think about like capitalization, spelling, and grammar when you're really trying to focus on like what you're writing. So that's why it's good to edit it after you've gotten all your ideas on the paper. Go back a second time and look for errors. So just make sure it's a summary of the story. That means brief, in your own words. You don't have to tell us every single thing that happened, but just make sure you hit those main parts of the plot. The conflict, what was the part that was like, oh, what's going on? What's going to happen? What rose to that climax, with the things that kind of were going wrong. The climax, like the worst part of the story where you're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? what started to make it get better, maybe? And then what was the resolution that really kind of, it helped everybody feel better about life? So, if you have questions still about this, it's the Module 2, Lesson 13 Dropbox. It is due September 25th by 5 p.m. So if you have questions, just let me know, and we can help you get this turned in. Bye, guys.